The wardrobe loomed in the shadowy corner of the testing chamber, an ancient sentinel filled with tattered garments of forgotten eras. I could feel the chill in the air as I stared at SCP-025, its worn wooden door slightly ajar, revealing a glimpse of the distressed clothing within. I took a deep breath, remembering the warnings given to me before the test. Remember, the clothes might look harmless, but they come with a deadly price. Agent Thompson had said, his voice a low rumble. I was scheduled to wear one of the items today, and though I was a D class, the thought of stepping into that cursed wardrobe sent a shiver down my spine. I approached the wardrobe, my heart pounding in my chest. The air was thick with anticipation, and the faint smell of mothballs filled my nostrils. I reached for a burgundy-striped sweater vest, its fabric frayed and riddled with holes. It felt like a relic, begging to be worn. But I knew the truth. Every item had a flaw, and those flaws were never just flaws. They were harbingers of doom. Just put it on, I muttered to myself, as I slipped the vest over my head. The fabric felt rough against my skin, and I could almost hear echoes of laughter from the past, the whispers of those who had worn it before me. My fingers brushed against a hole near the collar, and I hesitated. I could almost visualize the fate that awaited me, but there was no turning back now. I stepped away from the wardrobe, feeling the weight of the vest settle around me. It was time for the test. I was to remain in this room for 1 hour, just me and the vest. The researchers observed from behind the glass, their eyes focused on me like hawks. Minutes ticked by. Painfully slow, I paced the small room, my mind racing. Was I really safe? I felt a strange sensation creeping up my spine, as if unseen eyes were watching me from the walls. I tried to shake the feeling off, but it only grew stronger. Suddenly, a flicker of movement caught my attention. I turned to the overhead lights, noticing how they seemed to sway slightly. I laughed nervously, brushing it off as a trick of the mind. But then came the sound, a loud crack, followed by the shattering of glass. I barely had time to react as fluorescent tubes tumbled from the ceiling, crashing down toward me. I ducked, instinctively shielding my head. But as I did, I felt a sharp pain tear through my shoulder as one of the shards struck me. It was like the vest had betrayed me, the hole now a gateway to my doom. I stumbled backward, the world blurring around me. Blood poured from the wound, staining the vest a deep crimson. I collapsed to the ground, gasping for air. My heart raced, panic gripping me as I struggled to comprehend what was happening. The last thing I heard before the darkness closed in was the sound of laughter, echoing, mocking laughter. I realized then that it wasn't just the vest that was cursed. It was the whole damned wardrobe. Every thread, every hole, every imperfection was a thread in a sinister tapestry woven to ensnare the unsuspecting. And then, in the suffocating silence, I felt something shift within me. It was as if the garments themselves were alive, feeding off my fear, my pain. The light faded, and I was left with a chilling realization. I had become just another lost soul, trapped in the fabric of SCP-025, my story forever woven into its cursed history. The researchers would never know the truth. They would think I was another victim of the wardrobe, but I had become part of its legacy. And as the darkness swallowed me whole, I understood that it would continue to claim more, feeding on the unwary for years to come. The wardrobe was alive, and it would never let me go.